there. They need to find a way, and Lorenzo puts an exclamation point on that thought in this week's film session.
The San Francisco 49ers coming off a huge win against the Cincinnati Bengals on the road. Next stop is the Philadelphia Eagles. If the San Francisco 49ers want to get this win, they're going to have to run the ball, and they're going to have to do it consistent. I'll show you some plays where it's not so good, and I'll show you some plays where it's pretty good. Right here, if you watch this play, it's nothing but a power play. The tight end does a poor job of getting a hand on this defensive end. He gives him a free run. That causes the guard not to be able to kick out. It's a negative play here. Frank Gore gets tackled in the backfield. Here's a good play. You watch the offensive line. They're low hats. They get the defensive line moving, and watch. Now it's a reverse, come a little pitch out, come a misdirection. Alex does a good job blocking downfield, and you know when Frank Gore gets an open field, he's pretty dangerous. This is the best play that I like. I like the offensive line. They're physical right here. They don't let him create a new line of scrimmage. They give this guy, Tunner, a two-way cut right here. He can either get left or he can go right. He can stick his foot in the ground and get north and south. He decides to put his foot in the ground, get north and south for the touchdown, for the 6 on the board. If the San Francisco 49ers want to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, they got to run the ball, and they got to run it with an attitude, and they got to get north and south and put the pressure on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, running the ball is not been the 49ers' strength this season, just 30th overall in the league, but they are getting points on the board, and that's what's most important. That's why they're 2-1. As for the Eagles' defense, much maligned so far, especially in the secondary. They have gotten torched a whole lot there, as we talked about earlier in the show. You know, Lo, you talk about what the Eagles have been lacking defensively. Look at what the Giants did last week to beat them. They lined their running backs up out in the wide receiver spot and had a lot of success doing that. Is that something you think the Niners will copy?
Without a doubt. I look at the Philadelphia Eagles and look at the young Matthews. They moved him from Mike. They moved him to Will linebacker, and he's getting exploited. You see Brandon Jacobs able to go down the sideline, catch a wheel route for 6 points. Look for the Niners to try to exploit this young linebacking core and see if they can put some pressure on them using the running backs out of the backfield.
Well, one of the results of the Eagles losing, Michael Vick not very happy. He made public his thoughts about the officiating following the loss to the Giants, and well, we'll see whether or not that impacts the game on Sunday, but bottom line, Eric Davis thinks the Niners need to go after him. Here's his film session.
Hey, guys, the leader of the Dream Team, Michael Vick, is complaining to the referees about getting hit and not getting the calls. Justifiably so, in my opinion, but that lets me know he's tired of getting hit, which means the Niners need to hit him early and often to be into this game. This is how you get it done. Show the 5-man pressure. He knows it's coming, but add that 6th guy into the blitz. You're going to get pressure on him, and you can force Michael Vick into some bad situations in this case. You know, he's going to rush the throws. He's like any other quarterback. Forget all that athletic ability. You can still force him into making mistakes. Even here, if you get the 4-man rush, understand you got to change the coverages up downfield, and the defensive backs have to be on. Look at Michael Vick's line of vision right here. You see his first 3 options are completely covered. That gives the rush a chance to get there, and again, he completes the pass, but you force him into something he doesn't really want to do. Now, Vick is a player. If he gets out of the pocket, he can make plays. He has weapons at the wide-out positions, and he knows how to get to them, so you want to try and put that pressure up in his face. If it's going to be a dream, you may as well make it a nightmare for the guy, okay?
The Eagles are moving the ball well between the 20s. Well, 49ers are okay with that as long as they don't let him get in the end zone. They've got a lot of yards and not a whole lot of points, so they are 10th in the league. 49ers defense, 8 takeaways so far this season. That is tied for 3rd in the NFL. They're +6 in the turnover margin. That's something that will need to continue, Eric, if this team is going to continue to win games.
Yes. A lot is going to be put on the defense. They know that. They're sort of relishing the moment. They know for them to continue winning games that they have to have good defensive performances. They're taking pride in it, and they're getting it done.
Without a doubt. You look at Nick Fangio, what he means to this defense, how he gets after guys. This guy knows he's a master of 3-4, and I like what they're doing on defense.
All right, by the way, this will be the first time the Eagles face a 3-4 defense this season for whatever that's worth. All right, let's get into our players to watch. Eric, who are you looking at?
Kendall Hunter. You were talking about that running game. A lot is being questioned as to whether or not it's Frank or the offensive line. I think it's the offensive line, but I want to see, can he make a difference? So Kendall's my guy. I got my eye on.
Yeah, mine is the tandem. I want to see Kendall Hunter and I want to see Frank Gore. These guys got to be a two-headed monster, and they got to be physical. If you look around the league, most teams now are doing running back by committee. You look at the Jets, you look at all these different teams around the league. So you got to have two. It's great.
Yeah, so we're watching the running game.
Absolutely.
And Gore needs to step up his pass protection as well. That could have been a product of the ankle not feeling right, though, last week. All right, let's move into Prospectin predictions. A reminder, as always, you can play along at home, csnbayarea.com. The viewers got 1 point last week out of 2 possible points. As for the panelists, last week's questions, Lo, we'll begin with you. More trips inside the red zone, Cincinnati or San Francisco? And you were wrong.
Gosh.
You're not getting out of the gates well this year.
It's been tough.
All right,
You
Eric.
didn't miss it by much, though.
Yeah, no, this is true. Eric, your question last week, who would average more yards per rush? You said it would be the Bengals, and, well, you were correct. 4 yards to 1.7, not even close. The Gold Rush cheerleaders last week, they're part of this year. Priscilla was in. We have Elizabeth here this week. Elizabeth, last week, the question was more 49ers first downs, passing or rushing. Priscilla said passing. She was correct. 9-6. So a point for the Gold Rush.
Of course she was, she says.
I think they're getting a little cocky.
They're getting arrogant here.
She's forgetting about week 1.
This is true. They didn't show up for week 1. All right, my question last week, true or false, 49ers would record more sacks than touchdowns. I said that was true. I was wrong. They tied 1 apiece, so no point for me. Bonus question last week, more penalties, 49ers or Cincinnati. Everybody except me said Cincinnati, so I will take a point for that.
Wow.
So,
yeah, we were way wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. So let's take a look at the updated standings. Lorenzo, no points for you last week, so you have, well, fallen into the basement all by your lonesome.
It's okay.
Enjoy it.
It's okay. Fast horse run fast, but he don't run long.
That's okay, but
yeah, whatever. All right, let's get to this week's questions.
Help me out, Priscilla.
He did win last year, by the way. Lorenzo, your
cares?
question. True or false, the first team to score a touchdown in this game will win the game?
True.
True. Why?
Hey, because I think that if you kick a field goal, you said touchdown, I love touchdowns. The odds are if you kick a field goal, usually that doesn't win. So I'm going touchdown, I say true.
All right, Eric, Alex Smith, over or under 1.5 interceptions thrown in the game?
I'm going to say under. I think he may have 1, but he's been doing a pretty good job of protecting the ball, and the offensive game plan has been giving him opportunities to protect it as well, and I think they're going to continue that.
All right, Elizabeth, your question, more rushing yards in this game, Kendall Hunter or Frank Gore?
You know, Frank Gore will always be one of the best running backs in this franchise. He's the 3rd overall in rushing, but I actually have to go with rookie Kendall Hunter this game.
Wow.
You know, yeah, he's been great. We've seen it all preseason. He's stepped it up. He's gone out there, worked hard. Last week against Cincinnati, he ended up scoring the go-ahead touchdown.
All right, we got to move along. We got your answer. All right, let's get my question
Trying to get
this
our own
week.
show, huh?
Yeah, exactly. My question this week: more catches, Deshaun Jackson or Vernon Davis? Deshaun Jackson's had 2 catches each of the last 2 weeks. I got to go Vernon Davis on that one. All right, bonus question for the panel. Lorenzo, beginning with you, more tackles in this game, Navarro Bowman or Patrick Willis?
P. Willis. I got to go with the playmaker. I got to go with my guy. I know that Bowman's doing great, but Patrick, he knows. Let's
Eric?
go, P.
Navarro Bowman.
Bowman?
Yep.
Elizabeth, who are you going with?
I'm going with Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis. All right, I'm going Navarro Bowman as well. Bowman's been off to a great start, leads the team in tackles, and you know what? They're both going to get their tackles in this game. Bottom line, and I kind of agree with you. I think the first touchdown is going to win this game.
Yeah, and look for Frank Gore this week to step it up. Everyone's talking about him. He hears this. Don't think Frank's not taking this personal. Look for this guy to have a breakout game.
I like that.
Yeah, you got to get one of those. They're up there. That does it for this edition
I'll go to
of
Costco and
49ers
get one.
Touchdown. We'll see you next time, everybody.